Hey y'all, welcome to Veggie Farm. I'm Stacy, and as you can see, there was a catastrophe with the tomatoes. So I'm gonna take y'all with me to see if there was any damage, and if there was, how much damage. So let's go check it out. So while we take a look at the plants and see if there's any damage, let's talk about a couple of things I've learned so far in my first season growing tomatoes. These are all indeterminate tomatoes, so they get pretty large. So we'll talk about the trellising and stakes that I chose. So let's take a look at the stakes that I chose. As you can see, some of the pots have two stakes in it. There's a wooden stake, and right next to it there's a plastic coated steel stake. And the reason that I have two stakes is because on at least 3 of the pots, the wooden stakes broke off in the soil. I guess they were exposed to so much moisture that they rotted and broke off. So I had to insert the second stake in order to hold it up. Now, I'm not sure the metal stake alone would have been sturdy enough to hold up the entire tomato plant on its own. So what I've learned for sure is that I won't use the wooden stake again. It just broke off way too easily and too soon. Then let's take a look at the trellising that I chose. It's a metal trellis in a V shape that goes straight up the center of the pot. If I had it to do again, I would get a wider trellis, something that's more circular, that would distribute the weight evenly throughout the pot. I chose these square pots because I thought the wider base would make them more sturdy and not blow over as easily. The heavy center trellis, along with the weight of the large plant, still made the plant tip over. So let's talk about what happened during this storm. Now, the storm was forecasted to have high winds and large hail. So I had some extra insect fabric, and I figured I'd drape it over just to try to protect the plants from some of the large hail. So they were all connected with that insect fabric. And when the winds hit that first plant, it just kind of knocked all the others over just like dominoes. But what I did find was that the trellises seemed to protect the stems. So there wasn't much damage to the stems at all. There were a few branches that broke and a few leaves, but no damage to the tomatoes that were already growing on the plants. So at this point in the season, what I'm doing now is just checking the plants daily for any pest damage or any disease. And I'm about to spray some BT to try to fend off the tomato hornworm. And that's it. I'll just be watching the plants daily for any changes, waiting on some fruit to ripen. So thank you all so much for watching.